The Muppet CD-ROM, Muppets Inside, released in 1995 by Starwave. This one is a collection of minigames featuring all your favorite Muppet characters and has some wonderful parody in it. The plot is Kermit and the rest of the Muppet gang get trapped inside your computer, so you and Fozzie will ride around the computer using a data bus. Yeah.
What's that thing that looks like a gear shift?
It's a gear shift.
Oh.
And you'll be on an adventure looking for the other Muppets and playing various games. You use the bitmap to choose the direction you're going to search in, and to progress you'll have to beat a game that's in your way. The Trivial But True game is kind of like Hollywood Squares, where a question is asked and the character tells you the answer.
Everybody knows the expression, but who was the real McCoy? A farmer, B, a boxing champion, or C, the doctor on Star Trek?
You either have to agree the answer they said is true or disagree if you think they're wrong. If you're correct, you get an X on the board and you try to get aligned via tic-tac-toe style. Now the questions in these are great. There are just so many odd little facts you can learn from these things. And this one game just makes the whole thing worth a play. It's absolutely fun. In Beakers Brain, you'll be arranging clips from a Muppet Show episode in the right order. They mix up a few episode clips, and some of the clips look similar, but for the most part, you just look mainly at something like the background set in the video, and you can figure out pretty fast the proper clips. I didn't really like this game. It's too easy, and once you click on a video to view, you have to watch the entire clip, which really sucked. Waka on the Wild Side is a nice little throwback to Atari's Missile Command. Fozzie Bear is being bombarded with food, and you have to protect him so he can safely get off the stage. The main thing you have to stop, though, are the traps, like the cane, trapdoor, or claw, which can end the game instantly if Fozzie touches it. So a neat little spin on the classic game. It's not bad. The Swedish Chef's Kitchens of Doom is a parody of the game Doom. You'll be fighting various giant food monsters and fending them off with kitchen utensils like egg beaters and vegetable slicers. Your goal is to find the exit in the kitchen, and although I love the Doom parody concept, it wasn't all that fun of a game. I think the addition of a boss fight might have helped this a little, but, you know, it's still cool. It's really neat they put this in here. Scope that song. Now, just a quick thing. I want to ask you Muppet fans out there, has Gonzo always been a masochist?
This won't hurt a bit, Gonzo.
Aw, that's too bad.
I don't remember exactly if he was, but I am certainly going to look at him differently when he gets hurt in a stunt. So anyway, in this one, you spin Gonzo and he lands on a number. The number he lands on is how many notes of a song you will hear. The notes of the song are then sung by these weird creatures, and you try to guess the song. At first I said this is impossible. After a while, I started to develop an ear for their singing. And surprisingly, I was able to recognize the song, like Jingle Bells or Tom Dooley. It's a challenging game. Unfortunately, if you don't know the song at all, it's just a random guess, so that kind of took some of the fun out of it. By completing the level, you get rewarded with a Leprechaun Brothers song, who is a singing group of the Muppet characters with the absolute worst voices. It's kind of funny. Stotler and Waldorf 2 thumbs down have you rotating blocks to form a picture. So these are 3D blocks, so there is a lot of pictures on these. Once in a while you'll flip over a mad bomber and he'll jumble all the squares around him. Mostly though, you can figure out the picture pretty easy just by finding a match beside each other. So despite its looks, it's really not that difficult. And finally, the Great Gonzo, where you try to fire Gonzo into a target by adjusting the angle and amount of gunpowder. You may have to aim him a certain way to bounce off other objects, but for the most part, you'll just be getting lucky shots. Essentially, you'll just try whatever angle and powder and just fire away until he actually hits the thing. So the game puts a great use of video and audio to tell the whole story, has fun ways to watch old classic clips of The Muppet Show, and is completely packed with the Muppet humor we all have grown to love. My issue with this, though, is there's a lot of levels, and with so few variety of minigames, you'll be replaying the same games way too often. There is, of course, new questions in the trivia game or new songs in Scope That Sound, but if you're going to stretch the game out for 100 levels, you really needed more different games. And that's really unfortunate. The game just became boring later on due to the lack of variety. So Muppets Inside suffers from repetitive minigame syndrome. You can enjoy this one, but just for a while. So there you have it, the Muppet CD-ROM, Muppets Inside, and thanks for watching.
Ding dong, ding, ding dong. Come in.